And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben. I have coffee. I'm going to be reviewing Netflix's new anime series, Tokyo Overdrive. So this one comes to us from director Yusaka Fukada and Varapatara Janavan. I don't know if I'm getting those names wrong. And we also have some surprising collaborations here with Yamaha and Honda, which are listed as partners, which makes sense given all the sleek motorcycle action in the cyberpunk world. But is it any good and worthwhile your time? Netflix certainly doesn't think so, because we've got no trailers, nobody's talking about it, there's no marketing for this. Nevertheless, let's jump in. So the premise, set 100 years in the future, Tokyo is now an AI-optimized utopia, or so it seems. Our protagonist, an orphan teenager hacker, gets pulled into a wild series of events involving a gang of rebellious motorcyclists, a murder investigation, and a drug syndicate. It's a premise brimming with potential. At least that's what I thought so. Sadly, this show doesn't quite deliver on that particular premise. So talking about the good stuff, the animation is produced by Rift Studio and is undeniably slick. There's an incredible attention to detail in the motorcycles and the cityscapes, which makes sense given Yamaha and Honda's involvement. The neon-drenched Tokyo skyline looks stunning, and the high-speed chases are exhilarating. If you're a fan of movies and series like Akira or Cyberpunk Edge Runners, you'll appreciate the aesthetic here. But, and it's also a big but, once the action slows down, the character animation feels less polished. Static expressions and awkward movements detract from the emotional beats of the story. The voice work is fine. I listened to both in the original language, both in the dubbing English, and they're both fine. But no one really stands out. The protagonists deliver a decent performance, but the supporting cast is underutilized, which brings me to the next issue, character development. The story and the characters. Here's where Tokyo Overdrive skids off the track. This series is only 6 episodes long, which is criminally short for the complex world it's trying to build. The first few episodes feel rushed, with a lot of exposition dumped on you, but it's only around episode 3 that the show really finds its footing. By then you're invested enough to enjoy the ride, but just as it's gaining momentum, it screeches to an abrupt halt and ends. The lack of character background is a major flaw as well. We get a decent glimpse into the main protagonist's life, but even then it's surface level. The rest of the cast are completely sidelined. The gang of motorcyclists, who would have been or could have been a rich source of drama and camaraderie, are reduced to archetypes. It's frustrating because there's clearly a deeper story begging to be told here. So if I were to compare this to other anime, if you're coming into this expecting something on the level of Arcane or Cyberpunk Edge Runners, you're likely to be very disappointed here. Arcane took its time to flesh out its world and characters, delivering a deeply emotional and layered story. Tokyo Overdrive doesn't have that depth. It's more comparable to something like Tron Uprising, fun and flashy, but ultimately lightweight. Even then, Tron was better than this. So my final thoughts are this. Tokyo Overdrive is a mixed bag. It's got style for days, some genuinely fun action sequences, and an interesting premise, but it doesn't quite stick the landing. The short runtime and lack of character development keep it being truly memorable. That said, it's a decent pick if you're looking for something to kill for a few hours, or if you're a younger viewer and you're just getting into anime. For anyone else, I'd recommend diving into Arcane instead. I'm giving Tokyo Overdrive 2.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one.
It's fine for what it is, but it won't leave a lasting impression. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Did you love it or hate it? Am I being too harsh or too lenient? As always, thank you so much for supporting this channel. You know, if you like my content, leave me a thumb and share and do all that. It does help with the channel. If you don't. But I really appreciate your time and your eyeballs. Most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.